Everything, husband, wife, or even the body, is only illusory. These are all shackles of illusion. Unless you can free yourself from these bondages, you will never be able to go to the other shore of the world. What an illusion Mahamaya has conjured up! Here is this infinite world, and what one claims as his possession will be left behind at death. Still men cannot understand this simple truth. Ordinary human love results in misery. Love for God brings blessedness. Even avatars, saints, and sages have to undergo the ordeal of suffering, for they take upon themselves the burden of sins of omission and commission of ordinary human beings and thereby sacrifice themselves for the good of humanity. A person may have no relatives anywhere, but Mahamaya may make him keep a cat and thus make him worldly. This is how she plays. I tell you one thing, if you want peace of mind, do not fault with others. One suffers as a result of one's own actions. So, instead of blaming others for such sufferings, one should pray to the Lord and, depending entirely on His grace, try to bear them patiently and with forbearance under all circumstances. Give up this dry discussion, this hodgepodge of philosophy. Who has been able to know God by reasoning? Even sages like Sukha and Vyasa are at best like big ants trying to carry away a few grains of sugar from a large HEA. The conjunction of the day and the night is the most auspicious time for calling on God. The mind remains pure at this time. The world is going on because not all can be free of desires. People with desires are born again and again. People complain about their griefs and sorrows and how they pray to God but find no relief from pain. But grief itself is a gift from God. It is the symbol of His compassion. If you do a good act, it cancels the effects of your evil deeds. If one prays, takes the name of God and thinks of Him, the effects of evil are cancelled. If one calls upon Him repeatedly, He becomes compassionate, and so a devoted attachment comes into being. This love for love's sake should be hidden from all eyes. This world is moving around like a wheel. That indeed is the last birth in which one gets completely rid of all desires. The grace of God is the thing that is needful. One should pray for the grace of God. As clouds are blown away by the wind, the thirst for material pleasures will be driven away by the utterance of the Lord's name. What else does one obtain by realization of God? Does one grow two horns? No. The mind becomes pure, and through a pure mind one attains knowledge and awakening. The mother of the universe is the mother of all. From her have come out both good and evil. The creation itself is full of griefs. How can one understand joy if there is no sorrow? And how can everyone be happy at the same time? In the course of time one does not feel even the existence of God. After attaining enlightenment one sees that gods and deities are all Maya. Rebirth is inevitable so long as one has desires. It is like taking the soul from one pillowcase and putting it into another. Only one or two out of many men can be found who are free from all desires. He who will pray to God eagerly will see Him. In one word, one should desire of God desirelessness. For desire alone is at the root of all suffering. It is the cause of repeated births and deaths. It is the obstacle in the way of liberation. He who has really prayed to the Master, even once, has nothing to fear. By praying to him constantly one gets ecstatic love, prema bhakti, through his grace. Why do people argue? Even the wisest of men have not found God through argument. Is God a subject for argument? Does one get faith by mere studying of books? Too much reading creates confusion. The Master used to say that one should learn from the scriptures that God alone is real and the world illusory. He who thinks always of the Lord, which way can evil come to him?